Okay, picture this. You're walking along this remote beach, right? British Columbia coast, wind, waves, the usual.
Right.
And then you see something totally out of place. It's like this clump of plastic bags all covered in barnacles.
Weird.
And inside, tucked away, a bright pink Hello Kitty lunchbox.
No way. Okay, so
Of
you'd have to
course.
open it right. Curiosity alone.
Exactly. So you open it up, and inside, it's not just, soggy junk. There are old letters, it's an antique watch,
Wow.
and a diary.
Ah, the diary.
Yeah.
This isn't just any kid's diary.
Not at all. It belongs to the 16-year-old Japanese girl, now Yasutani. And she calls herself what was it? A time being.
Right, a time being. And the really wild part, the thing that hooks you, is that she says she's writing it specifically for you.
Yeah, not like a blog for everyone, but
Yeah.
for the one person who finds it. Which, in this deep dive, is kind of you listening right now. You become the recipient.
Exactly. So our mission today really is to follow this message in a bottle. See how it connects these two women across time and the Pacific Ocean.
And we'll get into some big themes, yeah. Time, identity, tech.
And that whole search for connection, for belonging.
Mm-hmm.
It really digs into that.
Okay, so starting with the diary itself, you mentioned it wasn't just a blank notebook. What's the story there? Like a did you know kind of thing?
Yeah, totally. It's a fantastic
Yeah.
detail. Now is actually writing inside a repurposed copy of Marcel Proust's huge work, À la recherche du temps perdu.
In search of lost time.
Exactly. And she
Right.
picked it on purpose. I mean, the title alone just screams foreshadowing for the whole book, right?
Definitely sets a tone.
And she even talks about wanting to find the last volume, Time Regained,
Mm-hmm.
for like future writing.
Yeah.
It's layers upon layers.
So using Proust, that's a statement. And then she calls it an anti-blog. What's she getting at there? Especially now when everyone shares everything online.
It's such a powerful counterpoint, isn't it? An anti-blog. This is private, deeply personal, just for that one finder, that you.
Uh-huh.
It completely flips the script on, Instagram and Twitter and just broadcasting your life. It's about a real singular connection.
Which ties into that name she gives herself, time being. What does that actually mean in the context of the book?
Yeah, that's really the core idea. Now it defines it simply as someone who lives in time. But it's got deeper roots.
Okay.
It comes from Zen Master Dogen, from his work, the Shukrigenjo. He wrote something like, time itself is being, and all being is time.
Hmm.
The idea is that everyone is interconnected as moments in time. Continuous, but also separate moments. It's pretty profound, and it underpins everything.
Wow. And this very philosophical idea gets this really concrete physical connection with the lunchbox washing ashore. How does that happen?
Right, it's not just magic. It's the Pacific gyre, these massive ocean currents.
Okay.
And Ruth's husband, Oliver, he explains it. Debris from the 2011 tsunami in Japan, they call it drift, sometimes escapes the main gyre and washes up thousands of miles away on the BZ coast.
So the Hello Kitty lunchbox is literally tsunami debris.
Exactly. It's this piece of environmental reality that becomes this incredibly powerful symbol for how lives, stories, trauma,
Yeah.
how it all travels.
It's not just a plot device then, the drift.
Not at all. It underlines how interconnected things are, even across vast distances in time.
Yeah.
How something seemingly lost isn't really lost, just traveling.
Yeah.
Makes you think, what else is floating out there?
Yeah, seriously. Okay, let's shift focus to Now herself, the writer of this diary. It's quite a cry for help, traveling all that way. What was her life like leading up to writing it?
Well, she actually sees herself as American, mostly. Grew up in Sunnyvale, California. Her dad was a programmer in Silicon Valley during the boom.
Right, the dot-com era.
Yeah. But then the bubble burst.
Yeah.
And the family was forced to move back to Japan. And for Now, it was just devastating. She says she felt totally fucked, just completely adrift.
And Japan wasn't exactly a welcoming return, especially at school. The bullying, the ajime, it sounds horrific.
It's depicted with brutal honesty. I mean, she experiences Zen in Chicago, where literally the entire class ignores her, completely shuns her.
Wow.
They stage a mock funeral for her, calling it a tragic and untimely death. And then there's this thing called Kagome Rinchi. It's described as an upgraded version of a kid's circle game, but used for, well, torture. It gets incredibly dark, leading to a humiliating online thing, a panty auction, and even a near rape. It's really tough reading.
God, that's awful. Does the book sort of suggest why it gets so extreme? Any comment on the culture?
It doesn't spell it out like a lecture, but you definitely feel this pressure cooker environment, intense conformity, rigid social rules. Being different makes you a target, and escaping seems almost impossible.
And her home life isn't much better, is it?
No refuge there, really. Her dad attempts suicide at the True Rapid Express incident, she calls it fails, and then just withdraws completely.
Yeah.
Becomes a hikikomori.
A recluse.
Yeah, obsessed with online stuff, particularly that awful 9/11 falling man photo.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, her mom just kind of checks out emotionally, throws herself into work to keep them afloat. Now's just incredibly isolated.
So where does she go? Where does she find even a tiny bit of space?
She starts hanging out and writing in this French maid cafe, Fifi's lovely apron.
A maid cafe. Okay.
Yeah, it seems like a refuge at first, but there are these hints. It's subtle that the woman running it, Babette, is kind of grooming girls for compensated dating.
Oh, no. So even her refuge is dangerous.
Exactly. It highlights just how vulnerable she is.
But somehow, amidst all this darkness, she doesn't completely give up. She finds a reason to keep going.
She does. It's a real turning point. She
Yeah.
decides she has to live, specifically so she can write the story of her great-grandmother, Chico.
Ah, Jiko. We'll get to her. So focusing on her ancestor gives her purpose.
It shifts her focus away from her own suffering just enough. It becomes this lifeline.
Okay, so while Nao is pouring her heart out into this diary, across the ocean, years later, Ruth finds it. What's going on with Ruth when this happens?
Ruth's in a bit of a funk herself. She's a novelist, living this quiet, isolated life in a place called Whaletown.
Apt name.
Yeah, former whaling station. But she feels stuck. Like her own life is just drifting, passing her by. She's got writer's block, feels bewitched, disconnected.
And finding Nao's diary changes that.
Oh, completely. It becomes an obsession. She starts Googling frantically, searching tsunami victim lists. People find her websites, desperately trying to figure out if Nao survived, if she's real.
So it pulls her out of her own stagnation in a way.
Definitely. But it's more than just detective work. The connection gets deeper, almost mystical.
How so? Through dreams.
Exactly. Ruth starts having these incredibly vivid dreams. She interacts with Jiko, Nao's great-grandmother. In one dream, she even gets Jiko's old, thick glasses.
Metaphorical, maybe. Seeing things differently.
So that's how it feels. Yeah, like she can suddenly perceive things beyond the ordinary. And there's this incredible bit where she believes she puts Haruki #1's secret diary, Nao's great-uncle's diary, into his box of remains while dreaming.
Whoa. Okay, that's blurring some lines between reality and something else.
Right. It really makes you question what's real, what's possible, how connected we might be across time.
And this is where her husband, Oliver, comes in with a more scientific take. Quantum physics.
Yeah, Oliver provides this fascinating counterpoint. He brings up Hugh Everett's many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics.
Okay, break that down a bit.
Well, the basic idea is that every time there's a quantum choice, the universe splits. So all possibilities actually happen, just in different parallel universes. Schrodinger's cat isn't either alive or dead, it's both in different worlds until observed.
Mind-bending stuff.
Totally. And Oliver playfully applies it to their lives, even suggests their cat, Pesto, might be simultaneously alive and dead. He uses it as a framework to maybe understand Ruth's intense connection with Nao, this slippage she feels. Are their worlds somehow actually overlapping?
It's a cool way to think about it, offering a scientific lens on these strange connections. Okay, let's talk more about those connections, the threads running through time. Nao's great-grandmother, Yasutani Jiko. She sounds incredible.
Oh, she's amazing. 104 years old when Nao knows her, a Zen Buddhist nun. But her past, she was a new woman back in the Taisho era, like 1910s, 1920s Japan.
What does that mean?
Means she was radical for her time. An anarchist, a feminist, apparently wrote novels, had lots of lovers, completely defied convention.
Wow. And she's a big influence on Nao.
Hugely. She teaches now about Zen meditation, calling it her superpower. A place inside a home that can never be lost.
A superpower. I like that.
Yeah. And Jiko also talks about seeing flowers of emptiness, kuga. It's related to her cataracts, but in Zen, it signifies a kind of enlightenment, seeing beyond the surface.
Fascinating. And then there's her son, Nao's great-uncle, Haruki #1, the kamikaze pilot.
Right, another complex figure. He was actually a philosophy student, forced into being a kamikaze pilot in World War II.
That's tragic.
But he kept this secret diary, written in French, to avoid the censors. And in it, he reveals he hates the war, hates the emperor worship. His actual plan wasn't to crash into an enemy ship.
No. What was it?
His plan was to fly his plane straight into the ocean. To die, yes, but without killing anyone else. A final act of defiance, ensuring his mother, Jiko, would still get the government compensation for his sacrifice.
That's incredible. A hidden act of
The
resistance.
profound assertion of his own conscience, yeah.
And Nao's father, the hikikomori, He finds his own kind of superpower, too, doesn't he? It's tied to his tech background.
He does. He's haunted by guilt over work he did in Silicon Valley,
Yeah.
apparently developing interfaces that might have been used for weapons.
Oh, heavy.
Yeah. So his act of redemption is creating this software he calls Moo the Obliterator.
Mm.
It's designed to completely erase someone's online presence, give them a clean slate, let them disappear digitally.
Wow, the power to disappear.
It's ironic, but it seems to free him. And it connects him back to now in a new way. It's part of what allows them to eventually leave Japan and move to Canada.
It's amazing how these stories just weave together. Chico's past, Haruki's secret, the father's software, Now's diary, Ruth finding it.
It's masterful storytelling. Jiko's strength influences Now. Haruki's hidden integrity maybe provides a model for Now's father. Ruth reading the diary literally brings them all into our present.
Oh.
It really illustrates that Zen concept. Jiko talks about the not-two nature of things. Life and death, past and present, writer and reader. They aren't separate. They're interconnected.
The book is also packed with these really specific cultural details. What are some that stand out?
Oh, loads. There's the Jishin Namazu, the earthquake catfish. In Japanese folklore, it's this giant catfish under the earth that causes earthquakes. It can be destructive, but sometimes it's seen as world-rectifying, shaking things up for needed change.
Interesting.
And the Nodo Batok, the throat Buddha bone. It's a specific bone in the neck vertebrae, sometimes found intact after cremation, that resembles a praying Buddha. Finding it is considered auspicious, a sign of reaching nirvana.
Wow, I've never heard of that.
Yeah. And Jiko, being a Zen nun, her death involves the tradition of a death poem, or in her case, just a final cryptic word. These details just add so much richness.
So, stepping back after exploring all this, why does this story, a tale for the time being, still resonate so much today? What's its enduring importance?
Well, for one, in our age of constant digital noise, that anti-blog idea really hits home, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It makes you question the value of just endless information versus deep, meaningful connection. The book talks about the internet's gyre memory, how things just swirl around without substance. It pushes back against that.
And it deals with so much trauma, the bullying, the war history, suicide, feeling displaced. What does it offer in terms of healing?
It shows that finding your voice, like Now does through writing, is crucial. Understanding your roots, your ancestors, like she does with Jiko and Haruki, and developing that inner resilience, that superpower. These are pathways toward agency, even when things seem hopeless.
It really explores what it means to be caught between worlds, too. Japanese versus American culture for now, past versus present.
Definitely. It digs into that universal need for a home, but maybe redefines it. It's not just a place. It could be a practice, like Zazen, or a connection, something internal that you can't lose.
And ultimately, it's a powerful testament to storytelling itself.
Absolutely. The act of writing, the act of reading. The novel shows how these things can literally bring back lost time, uncover hidden truths, forge bonds across generations, across oceans. It argues that stories are fundamental to who we are.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, maybe a final thought for everyone listening. Ruth found this message in a bottle, Nay's diary, and engaging with it changed her. It kind of mirrors listening to this, maybe.
It's a great parallel. In this flood of information constantly washing over us, what are the messages you're meant to find? What stories are out there waiting for you to engage with them, to give them life?
And what unexpected connections might you make just by listening, just by reading, across time and space? Something to think about.